We're live with Lewis. Lewis, I'm gonna make you do your own introduction, even though Andy sent me like your partial life story about 20 minutes ago, but I'll let you go ahead and do it.
Yeah, for sure. So I currently reside in Los Angeles, native to Buffalo, New York, which is where I grew up. Was born in Germany. My dad was in the army. We kind of moved back around a little bit when I was younger. But grew up in Buffalo. And yeah, I was very much interested in film and TV. So I went to school for film. I moved out here right after I graduated, and I'm working in Hollywood right now. So I've been out here for 3 years. I'm living with Andy's brother Nick, and having a great old time, just living the dream.
You're surviving Hollywood right now?
Yup.
Yep. Yeah, what's that? I guess what's the lockdown like there? I've heard it's more strict, but I don't even know what's the first-hand account.
Yeah, I mean, right. Yeah, I don't know what it's like for you guys in Ohio, but here it's everyone's got to be wearing a mask outside. It's just like super, everyone's kind of really strict about it, keeping that 6 feet, distance from everyone. Um, so everyone's taking it pretty seriously over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not quite at that level.
No.
No,
Yeah.
actually not even really close to that level, thankfully. But
I mean, yeah.
Andy might be. Andy's been on lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clay's in Indiana. I think he's got slightly different rules.
Gotcha.
A little bit. I'm still going to work, so
Yeah.
it's nice to get out of the house.
So did you guys go to school together, or how do you guys know each other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
went to high school together.
Very cool. And you're from Indiana, Clay?
No, I'm from Ohio. I'm out here working right now. I'm on a internship.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
Clay's in the drugs business, and
Yeah. That happened to be like a pretty good spot to be in right now, so we still get to work, so it's great. It's cool with me.
My quarantine binge right now is Breaking Bad because I never watched it. So
really.
we got like 5 more episodes left. It's a journey.
It's
Have you seen
good.
that one?
I've yet to see it as well.
No, it's great. Great ride.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I've missed out on a lot of those like monumental TV shows. I just never got into them.
Right. Well, it's all about your, career. So maybe
Well, we do it a little differently, I guess. You can't cook them up quite like that. I wish. That'd be more fun, but um so what's the film industry like? That's what you're actually working in right now?
Yeah.
So
So
what do you do?
yeah, I mean, so in the past 3 years since I've moved out here, I've jumped around a lot. Worked at several different companies, different aspects of, film production. I guess, well, actually, let me take it back to in school. So my first job, I was a production assistant on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie,
Okay.
the big Paramount, Michael Bay, Megan Fox. So I was on set for that. Not a great movie. I worked on the sequel, and it was there was this big chase sequence in the very beginning of the film. It's like a 20-minute, like the opening. The turtles are in there, like fucking, dump truck. They're racing down the highway, being chased by Shredder and his goons on motorcycles. And there's helicopters and explosions. So I was like,
Typical Michael Bay.
yeah. So I was on the sidelines of that. We were shooting in like kind of residential, it was on the throughway, but there were like houses right outside.
Yeah.
We were shooting, so I was just making sure people were safe and while all the pyro and stuff was going off. So that was my first job. And then I interned at a few companies, Internet Focus Features, and at D. Bonaventura Pictures. They do all the Transformers movies. As an intern, I was just reading scripts and like writing notes on incoming material. And then after I graduated, my first job was at the Weinstein Company.
Nice.
Cool.
I was a receptionist, working for Harvey Weinstein's,
That's
company.
that's an interesting
Yeah,
position to be in.
yeah. So I've got a few Harvey stories.
Really?
A few run-ins with the big guy.
You care to share?
Yeah. So he was based primarily out of New York. He had offices in New York and Los Angeles. But he would come to the LA office maybe like once every 2 weeks or so. And just like he was just a really just mean guy. I mean, the entire vibe of the office would just change, when he was, when he was there. Let's see where to start. I mean, so he was. I mean, just to paint a picture, you've seen pictures of him. He's just like a really ugly ass guy. This
Right.
really big, really fat, really intimidating. He's got this like,
Wobble.
wobble, and he's like always kind of squinty in one eye, just like looks like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And he was diabetic, so he couldn't eat any sugar. But if there was candy around, like he couldn't help himself.
Right.
Oh
So
God.
at reception, like I would just kind of have like candy under my desk for like guests and stuff. And if Harvey Weinstein comes to the desk and like asks for M&Ms, like obviously I'm not gonna say no,
Right.
so scared. So I would give him like I had these like fun size like peanut M&Ms or whatever. I'd give him the M&Ms. He'd rip them, finish them and like one just like toss them back and then throw the wrapper at me.
Wow.
And then he would leave, and then everyone would just like yell, "Why are you giving Harvey candy? Don't you know you can't eat that?" I'm like,
Yeah.
standing right there, like he didn't say
If he just dropped after he did that.
right. No, what else? We had a screening room at the office, and then sometimes he'd want to like stay after hours to like watch something, and then I'd have to kind of like stick around to set it up and close it up after he left. One time he was watching a movie and he asked for popcorn, so I went to the kitchen and I made like a bag of microwave popcorn, and I give it to him, and he's like, "What the hell is this? Like I told you I wanted popcorn." Go to the movie theater. I went to AMC theaters and like had to like get past the ticket taker, go to the concession stand, and get like two giant tubs of movie theater popcorn. Bring it back to the office, and then yeah, I mean, when he would leave, like you could always tell what seat he sat in because he was just like a mess, popcorn everywhere, just like trash strewn. His drink of choice was lemon Propel, and he'd always backwash in the bottle,
Really?
What?
Huh.
corn in the bottle. It's a layer of everything he touched, just like gross, dude.
Yeah. I could kind of see that. You can kind of get that vibe off
Yeah,
of him, but
yeah.
that's pretty wild.
So my first job, receptionist, and then I went to CAA, which is one of the top talent agencies in Hollywood. They rep a lot of like A-list actors and actresses. So I worked for a literary agent there for about a year, and then I moved to Universal. I worked in their development and production department. We worked on movies. I worked on the 50 Shades of Grey, the Part 3. Worked on Blockers, Good Boys, and Mortal Engines while I was there. And then I moved to work for this director. His name was Brad Payton, and he directed the movies Rampage and San Andreas with The Rock. I worked with him for about a year on a TV show called Daybreak for Netflix.
Mhm.
And on set in New Mexico, in Albuquerque.
So to jump in, like
Yeah,
when you say you work, what is your role in the production?
yeah. So for that one in particular, I was an assistant to Brad, the director, and his producing partner.
Okay.
So I mean, like, I was with them from pre-production all the way to post-production. Um, And I mean, a lot of it is just kind of, just admin responsibility. So it's like doing a lot of scheduling, managing his calendar, taking all his phone calls, getting his coffee, stuff like that.
Right.
That's kind of like the duties on set. Like when you're not on set, like more in the office, you have a little bit more, creative, duties, looking at the script and giving notes, looking at other material that's coming in, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was Albuquerque? Do you like being in Albuquerque? I've heard good things about that
I didn't,
city.
nah,
Not a fan?
not much to do. I mean, just really boring.
Really?
Santa Fe was pretty interesting. That's like an hour north of Albuquerque. There
Okay.
have this place called Meow Wolf, which is really awesome. And Nick's
What
been
is that?
So it's this kind of like an art installation, but it's all like interactive. So you go in and it's like this house, and you go inside of the house, and there's all these different themed rooms, and you can touch everything. Like if you open the fridge, you like walk through the fridge, and you go into a different room, or like
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
slide, and you go down the slide, and then you're in a rainforest. It's just this like really kind of trippy, just like a really cool interactive experience.
And that's in Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, yeah,
Huh. Gotcha.
man. And then just Albuquerque. I mean, like I went to all the like Breaking Bad sites. Like went to like Walter White's house.
Throw
Yeah.
pizza on it.
All of it in Albuquerque. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I guess what I'm doing now, after I worked on Daybreak, I moved over to Platinum Dunes, which was Michael Bay's company. They did a lot of horror remakes, horror movies, and I currently work for the producer of A Quiet Place.
Okay.
And I moved with him over to Lionsgate, which is where I am right now. So I'm working in Lionsgate's production development department, assisting him.
Gotcha. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And he told me he said you got your start in a video rental store.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a local chain called Family Video. I
Yeah.
believe they're still in operation.
Findlay has a family
Somehow.
Oh yeah,
video. Yeah.
Family Video. Gotta love it. Our store had an adult section in the back.
Mm.
Your free kids movies, and then you can get in the back room and get your porn. So we had stuff for
Good combo.
yeah.
How did you live in Germany very long, or were you always from your early stories in Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, I was there until I was maybe 4 years old.
Okay, so pretty young.
Yeah, I've got like a few memories, but not much. I don't remember much.
So what was growing up in Buffalo like? I guess what's the contrast between Buffalo and LA? Is there quite a bit of contrast there?
Yeah, I mean, so I lived in this town right outside the city called Tonawanda.
Okay.
Um, it's pretty low key. I mean, we were like 20 minutes from Niagara Falls, which is pretty cool. Like half an hour from Canada. So like Canada's drinking age is it's like 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, go across the border before I turned 21. And
Nice.
drinking.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right. And then you like living in LA?
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, weather's much better than Buffalo.
Right.
In our 6 months of winter, and just like so cold.
Yeah, that gets old fast.
Yeah, weather's great here, and yeah, I've made like a lot of friends out here. Got a good, got a good group. Good group out here.
Survive the traffic. That's like the one thing I feel like I hear about LA is how bad the traffic is.
No, that's the worst part for sure.
Yeah.
Lots of bumper to bumper.
You're gonna get this boring company Hyperloop or whatever. They're gonna get that up and running anytime soon.
What's that?
Have you heard of that? The Hyper Is it Hyperloop or what is it, Andy?
I'm not sure. You know about the Boring Company though, don't you, Lewis?
No.
It's Elon Musk's like side project
Uh,
to bore tunnels. I mean, they've got it started, big tunnels under the city, and they like kind of hook your car into a sled type deal, and it just kind of
yeah. Oh,
like
Pulls
auto
you
drives
over.
your car, yeah,
Yeah,
through the
pulls you to the
tunnels.
next side of town.
yeah. Oh, gnarly.
I mean, they've got a tunnel started, and they're still going at it. It's not like something that's still in the beginning stages. It's like it's happening.
Right.
I mean, it's probably gonna, so only so many people are gonna be able to use it, and it's probably gonna cost a bunch of money too. But
Yeah.
maybe we'll reduce the traffic a little bit.
Is there any of the cool like Hollywood stuff left? Like Sunset Boulevard's not any good anymore, is it? From what I've heard. I've heard it's all tourists and stuff. No like
Or
neat
like
bars.
Boulevard. Yeah. I mean, those are pretty tourist dense. I
Is
don't
there
think.
anything that hasn't been taken over by the tourists yet? Any neat
Uh,
spots?
yeah. I mean, like, there's like a few like bars and stuff we'll hit up.
Yeah.
For the most part, like the beaches. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what beach you go to, but the beaches are usually pretty packed with tourists. Hollywood Boulevard or like the Griffith Observatory. Um, those are all pretty heavily hit tourism.
Yeah.
you're
No,
not
I
far.
always go ahead, Andy.
You're
Sorry.
not far from uh Sunset Boulevard, are you?
No, yeah, we're very close.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I always
Blocks
hear
away.
all the tales of like all the 80s and 90s rock
Right, yeah,
stars on Sunset Boulevard.
true, yeah.
Oh yeah. They all got their starts there.
Mhm.
That whole hair metal scene. But yeah.
Yeah, total different landscape now for sure.
Yeah.
Clay, do you know about the what's it, the Magic Castle? Is that the right name?
Uh
Yeah,
you told me about that. I think you said your brother got invited there one time.
Have you been there, Lewis?
yeah,
I know you're into magic.
I
You want to
know.
talk about that?
Yeah, we went in like January. So it's like a legit castle. It's very exclusive, and then once you get in, it's just like filled with magicians, and then like in each room they're just like doing magic, and like everyone who works there does magic. So you go to the bar, the bartenders are doing magic, while they're doing your drinks. It's really awesome, and you can see like different shows, and the interior is all like really nice, and it's really cool. Got a
And this
plus with the Magic Castle. I definitely suggest hitting it up. It's a lot of fun.
is
Now,
this invite
yeah, what's the how do you get in?
That's a good. You just gotta know someone who like
Does magic.
basically you gotta know a magician to get in, something like that. You gotta know a guy who knows a guy who killed a guy who knows a guy. Like one of those.
You see anybody see anybody famous while you're there? I hear it's a kind of a popular spot for celebrities to magician celebrities to hang out.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I went, we didn't see any big celebrities, but I did sit next to. He was a guest star on The Office. What? He was in like I think it was one of the first episodes, one of the first season. It was like a sexual harassment episode where they had someone come in and
Okay.
like Michael on like sexual harassment training, and I was like that guy. I was like sitting next to him.
Wow.
So
It's pretty goofy.
yeah,
do you run across many? I mean, you probably run across celebrities every now and then, right?
yeah. Well, I mean at work, like we'll be in a lot of meetings with them or phone calls.
All right.
What about in the wild?
Wild. Let's see. Not too much.
That's what I
I
figured. Yeah.
haven't seen anyone. Yeah, no one really comes to mind. It's all kind of been in a more of a business setting, just at work.
Right.
It's
You
kind of
know,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Anybody you want to meet you haven't met?
Oh, I mean, like definitely. So like I've seen like Steven Spielberg, but I haven't like met him or had a
Yeah.
conversation, something like that. So I guess like a lot of celebrities, like I've kind of just been like a fly on the wall, like just kind of listening in and on a meeting, or just like kind of like checking them in to the building. So haven't really have actually talked with some of these people. He's definitely up there.
Hmm. That'd be neat. Get some pizza
So,
with the guy.
like, is it a thing kind of like in other things where if you work, since you're working in it, can you still enjoy movies and TV shows, or are you like seeing like other things in them while you're watching?
Right. I do have to say I was probably a lot more enthusiastic about movies before moving to LA.
Right.
Um, just like kind of realizing how much work goes into it. And just like the nature of the job where I'm reading scripts every day and kind of analyzing them. So you just get you're just like hyper aware, just have that kind of critical mindset when you're watching anything.
Right.
It's kind of a little different. You kind of have to turn that part off to like really enjoy it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
What are some of the, well, we'll go films. What are some of the films that you enjoy the most?
Yeah. So I mean, like favorite movies. I mean, I love kind of like big, epic spectacle.
Hmm.
So like, I mean, just like as a kid, the movies that like really kind of captured my imagination, really got me into movies was Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, just kind of those like big epic, um, world building, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the newer like releases of those film series?
Yeah, not really. I mean, like I'll watch them, but they're just not. Yeah, especially, man, have you seen the latest Star Wars movie?
I did see it, yeah.
I
Such
haven't seen them.
such a disappointment. It's really went out. Oh man, it's
Why didn't you like it?
oh. Did you enjoy it?
I thought it was all like for what it was, yeah. Like just going to see a Star Wars movie, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Did you like the other two, the Force Awakens and Last Jedi?
I probably like this one the best out of the three.
Really, really.
Yeah.
Ooh, hot take.
Yeah. I mean, just for me, watching the latest one, it's very clear when they started with, Force Awakens, they had no idea where they were going.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like one kind of continuous story where Last Jedi was kind of changing plot points that they were setting up in Force Awakens, and then in the latest one they're kind of reversing a lot of stuff that happened in Last Jedi. It's really frustrating and didn't overall the whole arc of the trilogy didn't mesh at all for me.
No, it was kind of a strange thing. It was like they just tried to bundle it up and finish it up with that third one, but at least I don't know. I felt like the third one was maybe the least predictable of the three. I felt like the first set or first one in that set that came out was kind of just a remake of A New Hope.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I think with that, it was more just kind of getting people back into Star Wars, where there
Mhm.
was so much kind of, distaste toward the prequels, and I think that one kind of like, oh, this is Star Wars again. We got the Millennium Falcon and Chewie's back. And we got all your favorite characters. And it feels like Star Wars.
Yeah. See, the problem with me was I think the first Star Wars movie I saw was Revenge of the Sith.
That one's good. I
That one
love
is
Good movie.
good. So that's the one that got me into it. So like I didn't hate the newer like the prequels. I didn't like the first one, but Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. I liked those two movies actually.
Yeah. No, I think for we were just like the right age when those came out.
Right.
Yeah, I remember really enjoying those as well. Those first the prequel movies.
Yeah. And that's even sometimes like I like the older ones, but sometimes it's hard for me to even like get into them. Or at least especially A New Hope. I just am not really a huge fan of.
Wow. Let's
I
start.
I think it can be kind of slow at times.
Yeah.
It is a really good movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Empire, and I agree. That's a pretty good one.
Star Wars. Oh, cool. What's your favorite Star Wars? We got Nick's home.
Nick's home. Masked up.
Mask on.
Favorite Star Wars is probably Rogue One.
Oh my God!
Wow, hot take.
Does that count?
It's a holiday special.
Okay, all right. He's trolling us.
Number 3 is
I
Solo.
like the commercial where R2 smokes a cigarette. Nope, that's real.
No, that's real.
Smoke? Well, they tell him smoking is
Yeah, it was a PSA, and R2's just like sitting there with a cigarette, and C-3PO comes up and he's like, R2, you have a cigarette. He like tells him to put it away. He's like, don't smoke.
Yep, everything I know about Star Wars films is amazing.
It's so real. We're gonna add it in post. Go ahead and take a look.
Are we doing visual on this one?
Sure, why not? I'm recording it.
Your picture has been frozen on my screen for like the last 30 minutes.
Me?
Oh, that's basically the whole time. Yeah, like about 5 minutes in, it froze.
Oh well, you guys are moving on mine. We're good.
All right, that works. That'll be well. If you record the video, what does it do? Break it into the screens like this?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, why are you using Skype? Who's using Skype anymore?
I don't know. I still am a fan of Skype. I haven't moved. I don't do Zoom. I say, when did people start using Zoom? Like,
Exactly.
it just came out of nowhere from this.
It did. It's kind of creepy in a way.
Yeah.
Like everyone was using what, like FaceTime, Skype, and like just a couple others, and it's like
Luigi. Yeah.
I honestly like. It was kind of weird because so our semester got broken up, and we just went home for spring break, or at least for me, not even Clay. I went home for spring break and never went back, and so we never really got a chance to talk to our professors in person about what this is going to be like.
Yeah.
And I have so many different professors saying, like, probably 4 or 5 different programs for video and submitting things, and I hadn't heard of any of these. It's just like, I'm like, what are these? Like, why can't we just use like what's already in place plus like one video platform? So like I have to learn all these stupid things. Like I used Zoom once. What's that?
What are you using? What platform?
I don't even know. Like I can look. I'm supposed to have some I'm supposed to give a presentation to our class is supposed to meet in something to give presentations to each other, and it's honestly kind of a waste of our time, but I don't even know what it's called.
I thought most of the universities went with Zoom. That's what I've been hearing from most people.
It's so weird. BW is such a mess sometimes, and we have one called Collaborate Ultra Live Online Classroom.
What in the world?
We have Panopto Video.
What?
We have Microsoft Teams Collaborate tool.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, and then they also submit things through like BW Voice Thread, which is just like literally submitting MP3 clips.
Nice.
But my professor wants us to use one that's not on this list as well as that. So it's such a mess.
Yeah. We're primarily using Zoom and WebEx.
Mm.
WebEx.
WebEx is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I use Skype just because it's preloaded on like any Windows operating
Clay,
system.
you're a Windows guy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Clay's all about Windows and Android. Can't believe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like pick a dog. Well, I am picking a dog in the fight, but it's not like I'm not that strongly biased, but I do prefer it.
That's all right.
I think Apple's good for certain things, but
It's true.
it's like nice, like user interface. It's like very friendly and easy, but it's just a lot of I don't know, they force a lot of like upgrade or like repurchasing their products and stuff.
It's a little bit whack. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, got something there, Clay?
What's that?
You looking at something?
I checked my phone real quick. I had a
Okay.
message. Yeah.
Bedroom right now?
Is it asking where you're at?
No.
What's that?
In your bedroom right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you?
Dark
Yeah, do you have anything on the walls, or are you still
No.
going nothing on the?
room.
Yeah, Clay likes. Wasn't your first college dorm just like almost empty? Was it just like a couple things and like nothing on the walls, no decorations?
Yeah. Only thing I have decoration. Well, it's just weird. Like, why decorate if I'm only gonna be here for a couple months? But this is the only piece of decoration that I have. That's it.
What's
nothing on
the significant?
I don't. He's just my little friend.
Was it a gift or did you like see?
It's my dad's, I think. So who knows how old that thing is? Probably like 30 years old. It's very light.
We just got Nick's Epcot poster in the corner there. Yeah.
Ooh, I love Epcot.
Oh yeah, Clay
That's my
likes.
favorite part.
What's up?
I've never been to
Never
Epcot.
been.
But, yeah.
You know, you can talk about Epcot to Nick though, Clay.
Yeah,
The
that's
city
my
of the
favorite
future.
park though by far.
Why?
Why?
Why? Yeah, tell us a little bit.
I don't know. I kind of like the backstory about the city that he was planning to build, and then it just became Epcot. Like the future city, those like I don't even there's a specific name for cities that are built in like concentric circles like that, but that's what he was doing.
Cul-de-sac.
No, not quite. But yeah, I like the old like rides at Disney that are basically just like shows, but you're just like on like a little thing like move. You're just on a little track, but it's just a show around you.
We should make one of those. Coyote Media can make a dark ride like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Like going through the desert.
Convention once.
Want that?
Yeah, Google made a non-mover dark ride for a convention once.
What happened to it?
We just put it up for like a week and then they took it back down.
What is it?
Google made an omnimover, like a traditional Epcot. For like a week. I don't remember. I just remember seeing it online. I would Google Google's dark ride. You could probably put one together.
Yeah.
Now Clay's got a
Yeah.
barn.
Yeah, there you go. Or like the old classic Carousel of Progress.
Oh, you like the Carousel of Progress?
We could
Yeah,
200 million.
What's that?
We could do this thing for under 200 million if the barn is already there. All you gotta fit out the show and the attraction vehicles.
The barn is gonna be a piece in the show. We're gonna have to build the ride around the barn.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh no.
You ride past the barn, Nick, and this is where Coyote Media all started.
We have
Yeah.
like animatrons of ourselves there talking.
But the bad ones.
Yeah. No, those are the best.
The kind that are like hydraulic, and every time the computer goes down, they start jittering around at like 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And we just schedule them to go down every now and then.
Occasionally, you just go beat the wires with a mallet for a while to see what.
Right.
Knowing Clay, our animatronics are going to be made out of wood.
Wood?
Yeah, wood. They're going
Why
to
is
warp
that?
every time it rains. I don't know. You like wood?
I suppose, yeah.
Is my picture still frozen?
Yeah.
I was gonna put the sunglasses on.
Oh, is it time to put the sunglasses on?
I think it's about that time.
Yeah, I can't see you though.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
they're on.
these are shades. Yours are on too?
Yeah.
Nice.
We covered Hollywood,
Okay.
all the different jobs in Hollywood.
Yeah. Did you cover Chipotle? That was your first.
Oh yeah, no.
Chipotle.
Chipotle was job number one when I moved out here.
Yeah. I met Lewis when he was working at Chipotle. I met him at the Chipotle. I asked him to live with me.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
You know, Chipotle UK actually once liked one of Coyote Media's posts.
That's right.
Made it big time.
Oh yeah, that was the one we knew.
Wow. But I can like wrap mean burrito. They do go through like burrito wrapping school. Like the training's legit.
That is impressive.
Do you
Every
ever
time
go,
I do one, it just comes apart.
do you ever go to order?
Do I go to order?
Yeah, what I mean, like what is your go-to order?
Yeah. So let's see. We'll start with I'll do a burrito or a bowl. Usually we'll get either one of two options. Option one will be brown rice, black beans. Sometimes if I'm feeling like it, I'll do like half and half. We'll do half black, half pinto. Sometimes we'll throw in some fajitas if I'm feeling it. But usually it'll be brown rice, black beans, double chicken, mild hot sour cream, corn, lettuce, cheese. Wrap that up. Let's go.
Yeah, corn, lettuce, cheese. Wrap that up. I don't. That's what you sounded like to me. You don't approve of the double chicken though, Clay? I see you shaking your head no at that.
No, I'm just not a fan of chicken. There.
Yeah. What do you go for? The steak?
Yeah, or I just go veggie sometimes and just go for the free guac. I play it cheap.
I don't like guac. So.
Really?
No.
Huh.
Hey, what's the
No.
deal with doesn't
Guac is
the
great.
doesn't the mac and cheese at Chipotle just like don't you just reheat it? How does that
What?
work?
Mac
I
and
feel-
cheese.
Talking about mac and cheese.
I swear I seen a video of mac and cheese at Chipotle.
What?
What Chipotle have you gone to?
Right now.
Mac and
Uh,
cheese.
Man, I don't know.
You eating at Chipotle, Andy?
I don't like Chipotle.
Why?
I just don't like it. It never sits well.
And I think it's too spicy and doesn't taste good.
Wow, we got a bunch of haters.
That's sad. I had Chipotle tonight actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I ordered it online and it auto like populates the location, so I sent it to the wrong place.
Oh no. But it made its way to you.
No.
Right?
No.
No.
Chipotle tonight.
What you
No.
ordered?
It ordered it to Findlay, Ohio, 4 hours away. So
Oh my God.
I just got in line.
Poor driver.
Yeah.
Did you cancel it or did your family just get some?
No, I just called them up and I was like, "Hey, I accidentally ordered Chipotle to Findlay, so if you guys just want to go pick it up, there's food there."
I've done something similar, but mine's a little bit more embarrassing. In Findlay we have a place called Tokyo Steakhouse, and one night I was just really feeling like I wanted some like sushi or whatever. So I went to their website and like I'm trying to like place an order, and they have an option to put food in their cart, like in your cart. And
Uh-huh.
I'm putting everything in my cart that I want, and I'm like, okay, this looks great. But then there's no checkout button. All you can do is add it to the cart. You can't actually order online. But get this. So there's a separate company called Beyond Menu that some restaurants use to place online orders, so they don't have to set up an online order thing on their own website, and they just kind of use this third party to do it. And so I went to Beyond Menu and I found Tokyo Steakhouse, and I was like, perfect, because the other Asian foods in town do that. So I placed my whole order on Beyond Menu, and I'm like, all right, ready in a half an hour. Like I'm looking, and I'm like, you know what, something doesn't feel right. And so like I ended up looking it up, and it was just like a different Tokyo Steakhouse in a different state.
Yeah.
And I called them, and I'm like, hey, I placed an order and I want to cancel it. And the guy was just like, hey, it's canceled. And he never asked me my name or any of that. Just like that's all. That's the only thing that happened.
Did you get charged for it?
Actually, no. And
Wow.
he actually canceled. They must not give very many online orders.
That's
They're
impressive.
probably like weird an online order. And then I call and I'm like, oh, that was an accident. And they're like, oh.
Huh. Yeah, it was very, very disappointing to figure out that my Chipotle was not sent to the right location.
So you reordered it. So you actually you still got it though.
Well, yeah, I was in the store. They actually opened the lines back up. I haven't seen the lines open in months, but they were open today.
How often do you check? What's that?
Today, day one, they opened their store.
I don't know. It has to be pretty new. Like the last couple times I was there, they didn't even have the front line open at all. Like everybody was just in the back in the kitchen working, and then they would just like bring the bag out.
Mm.
Weird.
But no, it was like the full operation today.
Nice.
Just had little like circles on the floor that you're supposed to stand in.
Oh yeah, they have those at our grocery stores.
Yeah.
At 6 feet distance.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like degrading, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is pretty degrading.
Yeah.
Feel even more like cattle. But no, I don't know. I hope things will start to open up soon. We'll see.
Yeah.
You guys might have a longer time at it than us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Clay has this plan to travel across the country this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Should be somewhat open. Right?
It'll,
July.
I mean, travel will be possible, right? And hotels are still operational, and they'll have campsites operational at that point. It will just be a lot of major high contact, high density activities. Like you won't travel across the country and like go to the Piston Cup, right? Like you'll have to.
Oh man, what's the point? Got to be in LA schmoozing Dynaco in 3 days.
Not a fan of cars.
We all like cars. I don't know if Lewis likes cars.
I mean, it's kind of like
We discussed
around it so much now.
We discussed it like he's basically seen it like once or something, I think. And
I've seen it one time.
I frequently forget that not everyone has watched it as many times as I have or quoted it frequently as I do.
Yeah.
And so I just forget that Lewis may or may not know what I'm talking about.
Lewis is more of a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man kind of guy.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
like
Do you like
That's
those ones,
rare.
Clay?
That's rare. Most people don't like those. I feel like.
Those are so good.
Spider-Man 2, best superhero movie ever made.
Which one is?
Spider-Man 2.
That's why he likes the video game too.
The video game is awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool because you get to like fly around and stuff. But man, the movie, I don't know. The movie's tough.
The movie is tough.
A little bit, yeah.
Why? How is it tough?
I don't know. I have a hard time getting into superhero movies. I liked
So you're just
Dark
not
Knight.
you're not a superhero movie guy.
The Dark Knight trilogy was good.
You don't like Spider-Man 2 and you don't like cars. Do you not like movies?
Come on. That's
That's all I got.
Those are the only movies.
that was representative of all movies. Yeah, probably not, but
Clay, what's that? What was the movie you were telling me about with the trolls and the border patrol?
Oh man,
I can't even discuss it.
you like troll? Yeah, the lady who's a troll and she falls in love with another troll.
Yeah, you've seen that?
I've heard a lot about it. I have not
Border?
seen it. Trolls. Aubrey Plaza really likes it. She did an interview about it. She watched it on her birthday.
Is it a new movie? Or?
Yeah, no, it came out last year. It's like a border patrol agent. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher this. Border patrol agent who you think is a human, like falls in love with like another troll, and then it turns out she's a troll. And like the reveal of the movie is the person you thought was a human is a troll, and then they do their troll stuff together.
How
Yeah.
how is she a troll but looks like a human? I don't.
I think
She doesn't look like a human. She looks weird.
she's a ugly human, and it turns out ugly humans are trolls.
Oh.
Tough.
She was raised by humans though.
Gotcha. So it's like
Yeah.
other people are special. Do they have like superpowers or something?
Yes.
Are they
They can-
superheroes?
They can smell fear.
So there's like perks to being ugly.
Yeah, she goes around just like sniffing the whole movie.
Okay, I can get into that.
Yeah, that's how she does the border patrol stuff. She can smell people like smuggling.
Oh, because she's a heightened sense of smell. She's a troll.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that your favorite superhero movie?
No, not. I don't even think that I could say that I like that movie. I think it was interesting, but it was
Sounds awesome.
Okay,
it
on the
was
top
very strange.
on the topic of bad movies, Clay and I watched a movie called Lemon. You know the movie Lemon?
Ew,
Lemon.
lemon.
Do you remember that, Clay?
I remember watching it, but I don't really even remember what it was about.
Exactly. That was like it was just a movie about like a dude going through his life and nothing significant happens to him the entire movie. Like he goes to like his job where he's like an acting coach,
Uh-huh.
and then like he'll go home to like his girlfriend and like they have like a fight. Then he goes like back to work. Then like one day like he ends up at like a little kid's birthday party. Like and the movie's just so slow, and like the main character is so quiet, and like
Mhm.
but it's like feature length.
Why is it called lemon?
The movie's a lemon.
He's a lemon, which are the bad guys from Cars 2.
Ah.
It all goes back to cars. No, some movies like that like are some of my favorite movies. Like they can be really good or they can just be awful.
Like Boyhood.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, it's a lot like that. It's like just movies about life that like meander and just extensively show you something.
Is that the one that they actually filmed that
Yeah.
kid for like his whole childhood?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
But
Those are-
Lemon show.
yeah, like there was drama. There was conflict.
There might have been conflict in Lemon, and they're just not telling you.
Okay. Now it sounds like lemon was just boring as hell.
Oh,
That's
there-
just
nothing
you haven't-
happened.
There's another movie like that. It's actually good though. It's called Lucky, and it's Harry Dean Stanton, and he's just like this 80-year-old that won't die, and he's just like all alone, and it's just like him walking through town and stuff, and like meeting up with people. I don't know. It's good though. It's good though.
Clay's been into what like weird French like
Well,
nuance
Andy, hold on.
films.
Before we leave that, your guy was in that movie as an actor, actually.
My guy.
Yeah, your dude.
Yeah, Lightning McQueen.
I don't know. The Lost Highway.
Oh, David Lynch.
David Lynch is an actor in the movie.
Really?
Yes, he's like this guy in the bar, and he has a pet turtle, and his pet turtle ran away from him, and he gives this big like life speech. It's like a big metaphor for life about his turtle leaving him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, David Lynch is cool.
he is cool.
What's your favorite David Lynch movie?
Lost Highway.
Yeah, Lost Highway.
I've not seen Lost Highway.
Have you ever seen, what's the other one I've seen? Blue Velvet?
I've seen the.
Blue Velvet's good. It's just a lot emotionally to take on. I hate Mulholland
I've
Drive.
seen that one.
Twin Peaks.
I've seen some of Twin Peaks.
I hate Twin Peaks. It's the only TV show and only movie that I ever stopped because I just hated them so much that I paused halfway through and left that TV show, that movie.
Mm.
The first time that we watched The Lost Highway, that was pretty intense.
That was good. Watching it in the dark, not knowing what's coming.
Yeah.
There is a you would like that, Lewis. You should watch it. Just
I will. Yeah, I'll put it on my watch list.
Yeah, so I won't spoil it, but they make that guy so creepy just by shaving off his eyebrows and like a little bit of lipstick.
You want to shave my eyebrows?
Yeah. Put on a little bit of lipstick.
All right.
No, people, if you like take people's eyebrows off, it's
Yeah.
like they don't like transmit any emotion, and it's pretty
yeah.
strange.
I have a fun photo of me with my eyebrows photoshopped off.
Really.
And it's really not fun to look at. I'll pull it up.
But we
It's-
can't see anything on your screen.
You can't.
Oh, can they see you?
I believe so. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we can see.
That's so
Alright.
weird.
Clay, I'll have to text it to you, but
Oh my God.
I don't like that. I don't like that bit.
I'll go ahead and text it over to you, Clay. It's pretty wild.
Where were you going before I like interrupted you with the David Lynch thing?
I was talking. You're into French films, aren't you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, I like foreign films. I watched 2 foreign films last weekend.
What'd you watch?
I watched an Italian one. It was called Loro. It's about one of their politicians. He's like, I don't know, very possibly corrupt and like always had a lot of women around him. It was about some guy that like became a talent agent, but he basically just rounded up like 30 models to try to get the president's attention, like to get invited to his estate. And then it's also about like the president's life, but it's actually based on a real people. And then I watched some other French film. I don't even know what it was called. I don't know. It was very cheesy. It was just like that, I don't know, like kind of cheesy, like French, like somewhat romantic, but not really. I don't even know how to, what do they call that? Like, there's a name for it too.
Wine?
Andy, you sent me your no eyebrow picture. Oh yeah, that is strange. Yeah, that's very strange.
Can't look away.
Who was the director I sent you? Jean-Luc, what was his last name?
Picard.
Picard? I think so. No,
Star Trek?
Jean-Luc. Yeah, that's what you're saying, Star Trek, Andy. Jean-Luc Godard.
Oh, Godard. He did Breathless.
Yeah, Breathless.
Did he? Okay.
You told me that, Clay.
Yeah, he's super influential. He
Oh, no, I told you that. Never mind.
at the forehead of the French New Wave, and his big thing was he would do cuts at 180 degrees, which, or not, you'd be like, the degree angle would be off, so viewers are bothered if cuts don't happen at particular angles, they get confused, and he would intentionally be cutting at whack angles.
Breaking the 180 rule.
Yeah. And he did a lot of like really choppy cuts, like mid-sentence and stuff. It's like he basically intentionally broke all editing and directorial rules to try to like antagonize the viewer.
Those jerks.
Yeah, I watched one called masculine feminine. That one was really good. But it was almost like a montage. It was just like cuts of clips put together. It wasn't even like it wasn't really even woven together very well.
That's the point.
Yeah. No, I liked it. Yeah. Right.
Clay, have you seen any early German expressionism? Holy crap, German expressionism films.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
They can be really weird.
German expressionism.
The
Where can you find that?
YouTube, if you watch the early stuff, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
I
Oh,
heard of that one.
yeah,
You
that's
guys know them?
notoriously bizarre. Yeah, yeah.
It's such a weird movie.
I didn't even know it was German. I just knew that it's like esoteric.
Yeah, it's like all the sets in it are super wacky, and it's kind of difficult to follow 'cause it's a silent film and it's weird,
Yeah.
and it's all about it's like you think there's a dude who finds some guy, and the guy has like kind of like a circus dude he travels around with that like he's always asleep. I can't remember the name for it, but it's some dude who's constantly asleep, but he has like these sleep talking visions where he can predict the future.
Huh.
And so like this dude takes his little guy around with him to the circus, and like people step up and he predicts their future, and one of the dudes like it's like, oh, he can predict like when you're gonna die, and like one guy's like, when will I die? And he's like, you're gonna die tonight. And it turns out like the Dr. Caligari guy was like sending this sleepwalker to like kill people.
Mm.
And then they put the sleepwalker dude. No, they put how does it go? They put one of them in an insane asylum.
Uh-huh.
One of them goes to an insane asylum, because whatever. And then in the insane asylum, they're like, oh, he's not the crazy one. It turns out the Dr. Caligari, who had his little patient dude, was running the insane asylum and was like using the dude. And then it turns out the insane asylum isn't real, and that Dr. Caligari is a subject, like he's like a prisoner in the insane asylum,
Mhm.
and that the whole thing was somebody else's like it was Dr. Caligari telling his story, and he's the crazy one, but he thought he was running the insane asylum. It just gets like so like you can't even tell like what's going, and it all unfolds in probably a minute and a half at the end,
Mhm.
and you're just like, what the heck just happened?
Huh.
Yeah. Like Shutter Island. You seen that one? Scorsese.
No.
Seen the trailer.
Like Leonardo
That's what.
DiCaprio
Yeah.
investigating something at an insane asylum, like a murder, and at the end you find out that like he's actually the patient at the insane asylum. He's crazy.
Yeah, like the Green Mile.
Yeah. There's a Portlandia sketch about the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Some like thing where like the person who owns the DVD can't stop watching it until they hand the DVD to someone else. So people trying to hand off Dr. Caligari DVDs to each other.
What?
You can watch all of Dr. Caligari on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it's like an hour.
Mhm.
It's so just.
I'll have to check it out.
And they whoever posted it added some like kind of like experimental sounding music in the background too, so it makes it all just like even more bizarre, like a bunch of weird sound effects and like drones.
Huh. That is.
I liked it though.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? Oh, here's another one. Have you ever seen a film or heard of it? It's called Persona.
No.
It's a 60s. This one's Swedish. Psychological film. That one was really good. So somehow I met somebody that was like associated with the film club at Toledo, and they would do these screenings like on the original film. They would have them, and they'd have a projector, and you just like go in into their little theater area and they would screen them.
Yeah.
But that was a really good film too. That one, there's only two people in the whole movie. It's a woman that's supposed to be having like a nervous breakdown and her nurse.
Mhm.
And then while they're there, they start like morphing into the same person kind of. And they kind of like I don't know, it's strange. They like almost fall in love or almost like hate each other, but you don't really know what
One or
happens.
the other.
And then at the end, there's just like a random scene that makes it look like one of them is a vampire.
Whoa.
And then the other one they just kind of like walk away, and then that's the end of the movie. But most of it is just dialogue, like between the two of them,
Uh-huh.
just in like a dark lit room for a good chunk of the movie.
You guys, spoiler alert, this podcast. Do you know how many movies you just like ruined? Like
I know we ruined a lot.
Well, here's the thing. Most of our listeners are very educated in movies.
Yeah,
we
they've seen 'em
had-
all.
We had Maddie Miller on a couple months ago. She told us all about what Jumanji 2. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah. She was a huge fan. Yeah. No, yeah, no comment. They'd be like, all right.
I'm not gonna roast her, Andy. This is a new.
No.
We've turned a new leaf in the Coyote Cast right
Yeah,
now.
we no longer just have people on to trash them. That was
We
the
no longer
idea.
we no longer clip people at
No.
unfortunate moments.
No. That was kind of fun though.
We haven't had the experience or the ability to do that recently though. Like we haven't had any in-person interviews.
No, you're right.
Nobody said anything too stupid either.
No,
Right,
we need some
fine.
more idiots on.
yeah, you can dig deeper into my friend base.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, I think in the coming weeks we're supposed to have a dog on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, we're gonna have Nana the dog.
Oh,
It's gonna be your best podcast.
and if you want to talk about like really boring movies, you can have our friend Jesse, who's memorized every movie ever from the beginning of time on.
Yeah, he's an encyclopedia.
He's an encyclopedia of film.
Huh.
He's
I
doing
like that.
a movie podcast or something.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, our friend Dan, he could tell you a story, and it'll take him like 45 minutes to get through the setup.
Yeah.
The setup. But there you go. We can just introduce him and then like walk away for a minute.
He'll just forget he's on the podcast. He'll just be talking after a while, and it's not a top will die.
Yeah.
Dan, listen to you guys. I hope Dan doesn't listen to you guys. He's gonna hear this.
I hope he does.
Shout out to Dan.
Love you, Dan.
Yeah, I was wondering, we can see like the location of people that listen to us, and I was like, what is this small concentration of people in LA that are listening to us? And now I know.
That's probably only Lewis. Lewis, like he like walks to a different part of the house and listens to a different.
Yeah.
To get things back on track a little bit, Lewis, do you want to tell us about the time you were arrested?
Whoa, we're going here. So yeah, the arrest story. This took place in between high school and college. It was that summer. And me and my friends, we would go out in the wee hours of the morning, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and we would just climb buildings and break into like abandoned houses. So that's just like what we did for fun. And one of these nights we were at an elementary school and decided to climb it. And then as we were, we got up top, we're kind of checking out the surrounding neighborhood, and a cop car comes rolling down the street. So, we're, oh shit, what do we do? And we, scampered off the building, and they were waiting for us at the bottom. And then, yeah, we all got charged with criminal trespassing of the third degree. Had to get a lawyer, pay I asked some lawyer fees. Went to court, like 3 times, and then ultimately had to do 50 hours of community service, which I completed at the Salvation Army. So,
Nice.
yeah, don't climb on top of schools, kids. Don't do it.
We used to go into an abandoned house,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like out in the countryside. So
It's still there, yeah. The one
yeah, do
you're
people
talking
still
about
go in there?
Bairdstown?
What's that?
You're talking about Bairdstown? Is that Baird's Village? Or Van Buren?
Well, but there's a house there. It's not in Bairdstown is weird itself, but
The one between them.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like a 2-story. It like the outside of it looks like a Victorian style home if you stripped all the paint off of it and it was just like bare wood and it's taken over by the trees and it's like
it's
so it looks like when you drive by if you don't look for a house you don't see it, but as soon as you look for a house, boom, there's a 2-story like house
and
right there.
and there's a light in the second story window.
So they claim. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen the light.
There is a light in the second story window, but if you go in the house, you can't find that. There's like not a room. There's like not a window there.
There's not a light. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like people have been upstairs. Like I don't even think there's like a window in that location from
It's
the
a
inside
pretty
of the house.
spooky place. There's some old like cars out back that are like sunken into the mud. It's pretty, and like what makes it worse is there's not much anywhere around it for like
There's no light.
there. Yeah, it's out in the country.
Yeah.
But you've been in it, Clay.
I've been in it. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
I haven't been in it, but I've rolled up to it a couple times.
You can tell people have just kind of like thrown everything in there, but there's like a bunch of old books like scattered around and like I don't know, like dishware and stuff and like old furniture, nice and creaky floorboards and stuff. You're probably somebody's gonna fall through like into the like cellar or basement someday.
Creaky floorboards, ample countertop space, 200 of boys.
You should move in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that we haven't walked in on like some squatters or something at some point. Somebody like using it as a drug house or something. But
That's a surprisingly like common kind of thing for this area.
yeah,
Water, drugs.
Yeah. Squatters doing drugs in houses.
Whoa.
Yeah.
but yeah, that place is fun.
There's
One
a
time we were there in the winter and we got stuck in the driveway.
Is that where you?
yeah,
What's Clay?
What?
Is that where you sell your drugs?
No,
Where do you sell your drugs?
Wait, did I miss the first?
I'm not.
You just make the drugs. You don't just
Yeah,
yeah, he's just the cook.
I'm not in distribution.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do we know what do you make? Do you make any name brand stuff?
I can't say that, Andy, but I can tell you it's I don't know. I can tell you it's biologics. So it comes from like living cells grow the protein that they use.
So you can make me a new patch of skin.
Not like that, no.
No,
Like the therapeutic molecules, not skin or something.
oh, you
It's
lost
cool,
me.
though. They take these cells, they're hamster ovum, so
This is
hamster like hamster eggs.
Hamsters
And
don't
there's
lay
like
eggs.
there's one line. There was like one hamster that they took an egg from, and they've just like you can just continue splitting eggs like indefinitely.
What?
So they have all these eggs that they use like for industrial use. What's that?
hamster. If you just have a hamster egg, you can turn it into 2 hamsters. Like you could just split. You could like make twins.
cells.
Okay.
Yeah, the cells.
Yeah. Okay.
They have different cell lines.
Got it.
And then somehow, I mean, I'm not sure the exact mechanics of it, but then they have them grow basically these therapeutic molecules.
Whoa, hamster drugs.
You can do it with, what else are they called? Like monoclonal antibodies. So you can take antibodies out of somebody that's had a virus or something, and you can like grow that, and then you basically just run it through a complex set of filters, and then on the other side you have like your purified drug substance.
So is the original hamster just sitting around the office?
Oh, I'm sure it's dead, you know.
Oh, what?
It was old, man.
Oh, it died
It's
of old
like
age.
in the 70s or 80s.
Oh.
Oh no.
What's that?
You took the hamster out back and shot it after you took the egg.
Yeah. They had to get rid of him.
Gonna go for a walk in the woods.
They ate her. Yeah. But no, it's an interesting operation.
Yeah. How much do you make off of that?
How much do I make off of that? Or how much is made off of the pharmaceutical industry? I don't know. It's a lot.
Wow. Too much to count.
You could count it, but I don't have a great
You need
estimate
numbers.
for you right now.
Do you get paid though?
I
We
do
allowed to
get
talk
paid. I
about
don't
that?
work
All
for
right.
free. Yep.
Oh, hey, I almost got hooked up with a job this summer where I was going to pay to work there.
What?
It's a good deal.
Well, this place, I mean, nothing against them. I took the job. It's the current world condition that I'm making it so I can't work there. But basically, a lot of places require academic credit for you to work there. So this was an unpaid internship that required academic credit.
Mm.
So through BW, one credit is $400
Mm.
or so, maybe. So I was gonna take it for like 3 or 4 credits. So I was gonna pay, like some good money to work at the ballpark.
That's fun. Yeah, we do have to pay to stay enrolled while we're on co-op, but I mean, you make it back pretty soon, so it's not too bad.
I'm a little bit sad I can't work at the ballpark.
That is sad. They
Huh?
canceled their season.
Not yet. No, we're still on.
Hmm. I'm surprised. I have a hard time imagining that sports will be rolling this summer.
I don't know.
We'll
find
see.
out. Yeah.
We'll see.
We're gonna.
Hey, Lewis, I'm just going to jump in and start teeing Lewis up for stuff that's interesting about him, if you don't mind. When
Oh
Lewis
boy.
was he was my favorite high school jobs. He was a lifeguard, and also he worked in a haunted house. And now he knows like everything about haunted houses. When we go to haunted houses, like around Halloween, he just like walks into rooms and tells me what's going to happen before it happens.
I was working at a funeral home.
I didn't know.
Was it
You worked
haunted?
at a funeral home? That actually might be, that's probably interesting. How was that?
So I did that through high school. I was a kid on my street who was connected with the head of he had a local funeral home chain. It's called Lombardo Funeral Home. He had several locations in the Buffalo area.
Shout out to Lombardo Funeral Home, the Buffalo area.
Yeah, it was all strictly under the table. I got paid cash. Show up 5:30 during the week before the wakes, and I would direct traffic in the parking lot. I would open, grieving patrons' car doors, open the door to the funeral home itself, and then we had a golf cart. So I would drive people from the funeral home to their cars. Golf cart was the best part. It was so much fun. And then after the wake was over, we would clean up after everyone and take the dead bodies from the morgue into the viewing areas. Yeah, that was a funeral home.
Wow.
The
I don't. Funeral homes are just kind of strange typically. You got to be. I feel like you kind of have to be a special person to do that for like a full-on career, like own a funeral home and everything.
Yeah,
Is it?
tough.
Is it true that isn't there something where like all funeral homes are like, or a large chunk of funeral homes were connected or owned by the same group?
I'm not sure about that. I don't think
I've heard that, but then most of the places around here are like private,
privately owned.
family-owned funeral homes. So I don't know.
Now that reminds me, I want your guys' take on this. Have you guys heard about the big the glitter purchaser?
No.
Okay, so there's something, and it's this like it's kind of a conspiracy deal going around, but basically, like the largest glitter manufacturer will not say who their like biggest purchaser is, and they like refuse, but there's somebody out there buying an absurd amount of glitter.
Wait,
And they cannot say who it is, and they say like I can find there's a really good interview about it, but basically like they asked if they could know off the record and stuff, and they were like no, like heck no, you cannot know who the glitter purchaser is.
What in the world?
company or like a person? There's just like the glitter man with glitter vats.
Yeah.
I'll read a little bit of it. So basically, this is Glitterex. The company's called Glitterex. They're secretive about their numbers, and they said their biggest are silver. You know, the biggest color is silver. Okay, so they one of their clients doesn't want the public to know it's using glitter. So their client's trying to cover up that they're using glitter for something. And so
it could be the U.S. government, and they don't want to say that they're a huge lobbyist and that they get subsidies. The government buys up all the glitter surplus, and they're floating the glitter industry.
That could be. That's a good theory.
okay, so this is the short interview. They said they asked Miss Dyer out of Glitterex. They said which they asked if which industry is Glitterex's biggest market, and they said they cannot know that, and they said but you know who it is, and the woman said yes, and you're never gonna guess it, just leave it at that, because they don't want anyone to know that it's glitter. And then they said, the interviewer asked, if I looked at it I wouldn't know it's glitter, and they said no, not really. They said I wouldn't be able to see the glitter, and they said you'd be able to see something. But they can't tell, like that's all they would say, and they refuse to say anything else about it.
It's like 100% food. Yeah, we're eating glitter. There's no way.
What in the world?
Oh, isn't that whack? Like
That is strange.
people the only like conclusion I've seen people come to is that it is the US military, and they use it in the paint of their like boats and aircraft and stuff. But I don't think that would be the largest like purchaser of glitter, like you know.
Huh.
Is it?
And like who would care? Like if we have a shiny new boat, like
Yeah, if you're not using it for optics, is there like a chemical in glitter? Is like Windex melted glitter, and they just like don't want people to like, you know what I mean? Is there like a property of glitter?
Yeah, what even is it?
where does glitter come from?
This says aluminum metallized polyethylene terephthalate.
Oh, terephthalate. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Drugs.
Huh?
Clay puts it in his drugs.
Oh, it's clay.
Yeah, caught me. That's how I knew about it.
Hey, glitter, what?
That's a strange conspiracy. Did you find that one on Reddit?
I may have. I don't know. What's Reddit?
Hmm. Did you? I was telling you about that Joe Rogan I watched last week about the Manson murders.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys get into the Manson murders? Because I've never like looked up anything about them, and then I heard about it last week.
I mean, I've seen the Tarantino movie.
I read part of Helter Skelter a while back.
Yeah. Well, apparently this guy's saying Helter Skelter was mostly completely made up.
Yeah, well, yeah, I haven't heard anything about the Manson.
Whoops.
I don't know. He was saying that guy was I think maybe the prosecuting attorney or something, and I think they were saying that he made up the book
Wow.
because apparently they threw the court case.
You know,
So
Charles Manson.
What's that?
Charles Manson's fantastic musician. You ever listen to his music?
No, but I heard that a lot of like very well-known musicians would go and play with him,
Great.
like at his compound.
I like his music. Like
You
his interviews. I like his prison interviews.
Wow,
You like him. You're saying
Manson?
you like him.
Andy would have been in the family had he grown up like 40
Yeah.
years prior.
Yeah.
He'd have been a devotee. That's funny.
What's that thing he says in that interview? He's like, what does he say? He's like, I'm nothing. It's like,
I
I'm nothing.
literally haven't seen anything about him.
Have you watched his prison interviews? Have you ever seen them, Lewis?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, there's a great one, and they say like, oh that's it. They go, so who are you? And he goes, I'm nobody. And he goes like,
Huh.
he's like, I'm nobody, and he starts making all these crazy faces and looking around and like doing weird crap with his eyes, and then he starts like naming like random objects. He's like, I'm a matchbox on a cold night. He's like, I'm a car out in the street. He's like, I'm nobody. He's like, that's who I am.
Like a wrestler in interviews before they go on stage.
He's a showman.
I couldn't tell if he was just being wacky or if like he was for real and just is actually wacky, you know.
Like crazy in his older years.
I
He's
kind of
still
think it
alive.
was a show.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what they kind of put this on to be, but maybe he was. They were just like weird things. This investigative journalist was starting off like he just was going to write an article and he kept finding more and more strange things. It actually is I haven't listened to Joe Rogan a whole lot recently, but that one was really good. He kept finding like strange ties. Like he had been in jail for a long time, and then like the 2 years leading up to the murders, his parole officer just like let him off and just would let him like travel around, like go to Mexico, go to different states.
Yeah.
And would have his parole officer was set up like in the Haight Ashbury clinic. And then he was finding a bunch of strange, like they would bring in psychologists with ties to the CIA that were supposedly just dosing people with acid, like without their permission and studying them and performing like hypnosis on them and running tests on them. But they were saying he might have came out of that, like a similar program.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's interesting stuff. The psychologist that was there, I guess also he saw Jack Ruby right before he testified, and Jack Ruby like went insane like the day after he met this guy and couldn't provide like a real testimony in court. So he just kept finding all these weird ties.
Yeah.
It's now the appropriate time to make a joke about wearing a weird tie.
Yeah, there you go.
Like one of those light up ties. He just kept finding the weirdest ties.
Yes.
I follow what you're saying.
Do you want to hear another weird tie?
Yeah.
He didn't even mention this really, but Sharon Tate was like one of the ladies that got murdered.
Yeah.
And that's
They found her in a weird tie.
Roman Polanski's wife, or well, was Roman Polanski's wife. That's a strange dude right there too.
I didn't really get to know the guy very well.
Have you seen it? Movie?
The Pianist is good though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Really, it's a good one.
The Pianist? Is
Yeah,
that
have you ever
different
seen-
from the piano?
Pianist?
Yeah, I think so. It's like
what's the one with
Warsaw
the
Ghetto.
chick? Okay, yeah. That's different from the one with the chick who winds up like on the island or whatever. That's the
Yeah.
piano.
Oh, different movie.
Yeah, I know. But I know about the Pianist. Yeah.
Yep, that one was good.
Yeah, I think I've seen a good chunk of it actually.
Adrian Brody.
Hmm.
Adrian Brody. I think that won like Best Picture or something that year came out.
It might have. Is it about time are we gonna shave Lewis's head?
Yeah, let's do it.
Good. Have you charged? Is that you charged them?
Yeah,
for
that's
the
the-
shape?
that's
Where
the
where do you
first.
wanna?
Here.
You're gonna put stuff down.
On the couch.
Just right on the couch.
Don't even put anything down. Clay, that's like some of your performance art kind of stuff right there. Like
Yeah.
sitting on a nice couch and shaving your head.
And then not cleaning it up.
Bring this in the bathroom with us.
Oh, yeah, that'd drive me crazy.
All right.
We gotta get a little crib tour.
I can put one of the I'll put like one of the chairs in the tub. Oh,
We've been using our kitchen chairs as the bench for our Outback gym.
Hmm.
We took the
You got
bench.
a makeshift gym going on.
Yeah, we have a prison yard gym in the backyard now.
Nice.
Let's go out there and break rocks, make them smaller.
Yeah. We got a real gym, it's just the bench didn't show up, so we had to build a bench for the kitchen chairs.
Did you order a bench?
Oh yeah, it just hasn't arrived yet.
Right.
It's considered non-essential.
Oh,
so again, we go. That's a 7 guard
Oh boy.
around.
We're actually shaving it.
ladies and gentlemen, this is it. They are actually going to shave his head.
Yeah.
I'll get you boys a chair.
Thanks. I guess we can share it, Clay. What are you drinking there?
Water.
Water in a cup.
Water in a cup. Yep. Where do you put water?
I'm sponsored by Life Water.
Mm.
I've been drinking on this bottle since the last day I had school. I just keep refilling this bottle.
All right, can you guys
It's
see?
a pretty good angle.
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, there we go.
So this is the first time you've
Do you want like a reverse mohawk or a mohawk at first? So you can like see.
hey man, I'll just let you do your thing.
Oh, racing stripes.
a
Clay.
mohawk. Yeah.
Put a lightning bolt in the number 95. That's Lightning McQueen, Clay.
I got the reference. What in the world?
It's working, but your hair is so curly, it goes in every direction.
Joke's on us. His head can't even be shaved.
It's all just one big hair. It's become Lewis,
No.
why didn't you take your shirt off? Isn't that gonna bother you?
I said that too, but I
Everyone wants me to take my shirt off.
wasn't sure if it's like a children watch your podcast sort of situation. It's having trouble.
All right, leave the,
Yeah, I
leave
don't
the shirt on.
cut.
I don't feel any.
Yeah, I can't. You kind of just brush your hair.
Oh shit!
Let's see if
Should I use a different?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Use a different.
Let's see. Trimmer. You're gonna try mine. I use this for everything.
Technical difficulties.
Right. What?
Start with the. Okay, well,
Yeah,
we'll try that.
Okay.
Should I wet my hair, maybe? Do you think that
No,
would-
no, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't wet my hair?
No, that's gonna clog it up, son.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know if it's the clippers or it's just my hair's
All right, so we'll start with a 12.
Yeah, let's start with 12.
Let's do like a
12.
okay, a 10.
That's, yeah, well, sure.
The 12 that actually is like legit. This is the length you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's, yeah,
Okay.
we'll try that.
Louis, do you usually cut your own hair?
Yeah, it's collecting a lot of hair.
Oh, good.
It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be hopefully a series, honestly.
Can this be like a new challenge? Like after they're done, they turn around and like nominate like 3
Shave
people.
your head, child.
Oh shit! Oh no!
Oh, no.
What just happened? We can't see it.
Broke the.
Let me try the other one again.
They broke it?
I don't know.
That was a 10.
That was 10.
This is short. This is set at a shorter length
Yeah.
than the other one.
Well, isn't there different positions of the number? Don't you have like a 10 open and closed?
Don't worry about it.
Hairdressers, comment below, please. I think right about now is when we add the did you watch this deep into the video quiz?
Okay, it's looking better.
Yeah, this is a long. Where were we at? A minute or an hour and a half?
Hour and a half.
Jeez.
So for those of you who are still with us, thanks for sticking around.
We're gonna have to drop off here soon. This might be a new record.
At this point, if you made it this far, go ahead and give us a message and we'll send you a prize.
We'll come and shave your head on camera.
Whatever you want. I mean, they probably need it.
Yeah, they're in need of haircuts right now.
Made it this far, we'll give you a haircut. Complimentary.
Yeah.
Guess tell you what, so we don't have to, sit around and watch Louis get his haircut. We'll go ahead and stop the recording now, and I'll throw a photo of the finished product up there. Here it is now. Looks
Sweet.
great. Good look, Louis. Great haircut. Thanks for joining us, Louis. Thanks for cutting the hair, Nick.